Chapter 13. Ginger Parties. For I think it may be Christmas Eve. That is a reason that seems fitting to me, sat here in the mess hall with many others, and we are having turkey. Some part of me looks around in a daze, not being able to absorb the colours, the brightness, the noise and merriment coming from the mass of men. Some part of me cannot take this in, looking at the men in their gaiety, whereas I seem cut off. Am I happy right now? I cannot be sure. Am I enjoying myself? There certainly seems to be no hard feelings right now. Is that enough? But another part of me looks around and cannot accept the fact that there is some magnificence to this day that seems unlike any other. Why? There have been many other December 24ths, but this one seems different from those that seem to remain in my memory. There is something there, but I can only remember the last 3 or 4. This part of my brain seems locked on the fact that it should be different, this day, from the others. There is no need for it to be like the others, and that it is time for goodwill. Yet, for some reason, it is not. It hasn't ended yet, and it seems like it never will, not now. There was, perhaps, a time when people need fear not the next day, but people seem to forget this. Maybe they always have. Do people not understand? Can they not see? We have not changed. We have not been allowed to change. There is something that should mark this day away from others, yet I cannot see it. Instead, I turn my worries to my turkey. Then why are the tables different? They are lined up, facing one wall. They face this direction as if something great should happen, but it does not. You, Holly, are here with me, but there is something, for you follow the dark angel with the white cross. You are the white angel, and you carry a dark cross. And here you parade, making your grand statement, which is lost on me. And yet, though you look right, as you should be in your garments, you are not like the dark angel, for she is happy. No, you are sad. But why? Can I help? Instead, you leave, like you always do, long before your welcome has worn itself out. But the tables, and I am here on the first row when the flight lieutenant steps out before us. And he acknowledges something that was troubling my mind earlier when he asks, "Who wants to fight the aliens?" For this, I realise, is why this Christmas is like the others. No freedom, as was hoped for. But freedom from what? The world around us? The things happening around us? That should not make a Christmas troubling. And yet it does. But the flight lieutenant's words arouse something within many of the men in this room. And a great chorus of hands go up to much stamping of feet and cheers. Cheers from the men. There are shouts also, but I am only capable of picking up one shout along the lines of how they would fuck their mothers also. I do not put my hand up, nor do you. There was something before all this. Something before the life I can remember, but I am not sure what. You, Holly, you shrug your shoulders at me with as much incomprehension as I have. There was my birth, my realisation, the realisation that tears were pouring down my face, the gulping in of air, and as I do this, slowly it dawns on me that the side of my head aches. Aches. That there is blood running down the side of it. My birth and the dawn of my knowledge. But there was no life before that. And this happened about 4 years ago. But the flight lieutenant singles me out as he does so often. And I feel pressure when he asks me, "Why not?" As I am taken aback, my mind scrabbles for an answer, but all I can see is nothing before I trip out my words. Because there is something not quite right about it. My mouth trembling and my body shaking. I can only stare down at the table whilst knowing that I should have said, "It is not right." And slowly, now, the answers start forming in my head. I glance up and I catch the tail end of the flight lieutenant's sneer. The men are breaking into a song, an old war song, but the words are subtly changed. There are more lines about fucking people's mothers. This would not bother me if it wasn't for the fact that the whole of history has evidence to support their claims. A revulsion runs through my body, but it makes me more afraid than repulsed, more like a stirring of the stomach and just sad thoughts to go with it. Now, knowing answers, I want to tell people and I raise my hand into the air. It stiffens, physically stiffens, as if cast in iron, and my will desires it to grow. It feels like it can only go upwards and is stretching, yet it is not. A small voice emits from my mouth, asking for quiet. It repeats, stronger, stronger, and it turns into a scream, a violent yell for recognition. But still, they sing their song, not interested in any other desires than their own. Defeated, I retreat back down into my seat, and I want to be small. But I can't be, as my thought, ever so slowly crystallizes, empowers me. I do not want war. This is a thought that should have been on my mind 4 years ago, after I entered into this world, but it only now comes to my mind. It almost makes me dizzy to think about it. There is a cloud that tries to cover it, a desire to push it away, but the power of clear thinking finally finds its force. And I sit back and I reflect over the implications of this. I do not want war. You squeeze my hand tight. So did I ever? No, but that was my life. It was the only thing I could accept, had to accept, even though I did not feel it was real, just a construct of my imagination. So why can't war be my life now? Because I know that I am not the only person who does not want this war, but I must wait until tomorrow now. Holly, come with me now.